Hello, my friends. Welcome here to Mexico, Joffer. Today we are going to do an open reading. Already do the first love reading, all the second open love readings that he and she are thinking you should do in your love life. And on Wednesdays, an open reading, unsigned for all people, if you are. Did you see the title and it caught your attention? It is that spirituality has a message for you, all full of open and spiritual messages. I will try to do open messages on Friday for a job and money, and it will be weekly, between 8 and 9 hours a day. I hope you like that I do it with all my heart, with all, especially with the help of spirituality, because no one does anything alone. I stimulate myself. I'm very happy here at Mick Joffer with a lit candle. The flame of the divine in these days is in these moments, right? In the world, things are so chaotic. I think even if I have a view per video, I'll keep doing it. I will always continue. It is answering the call, my call, the call of spirituality. It's always an honor to be able to do that. First of all, I asked for a circle of protection, Akse. All the people of Rwanda, Tiago, the Gypsy people, cherubim angels, Heavenly Father, my superior. I ask a circus of protection. Only the truth see this table, and that the message be delivered. The deserving people, the chosen ones of the divine. Thank you very much, and so be your word to me. So shall we get started? It is an open reading. No second about spiritual. If we're going to see what the spiritual world has a message for you, okay? Give me a shuffle here and I'll put the cards on the table. Force 5. Apologies to the Queen of Bastos and Page of Swords and the Lovers. I want to use my finger for a larger opening and will be there soon. At the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant appears first. The Hermit is the opening. You are already very spiritual, you Pentacles and the King of Swords. So let's go in parts. Reminding a spiritual reading, just type the letters here, type the screen. An open spiritual reading for everyone. My friends, my girlfriend's strength with 5 diamonds. Well, very spiritual. Friend, you're talking here. You came here to open certain concepts of certain people. Have you ever come with that strength? Come here, O strength, and here is the 5 kovas. You were born with this inner strength because your trials won't be easy. Don't go. 5 of diamonds, this card here. Oh, can you see 5 of diamonds, this card here? It talks about abandonment, it talks about lack, it talks about scarcity, about trials, and I believe that this is in the family environment. So, my friend, you came here with this strength because you already knew, right? Their guides already knew the difficulties that come their way, the difficulties to prove oneself, even if already born with strength. We stay, you know. I speak from experience, right? When I was 34 years old, my parents said that I talked to people who weren't there, right? What about me? I told you I was grandpa. I talked everything over. Parents were always very skeptical, weren't they? So they thought it was really weird. And little did I know, unfortunately, right? My parents would be the people who would stab me in the back the most. Not that they were horrible or anything, but they were. Exactly like Five of Cups, right? In abandonment, when we really need it. When beings like us are sensitive, we project a lot, right? I imagine that in reading for these people, they are also sensitive chosen beings. You can see beyond. Beyond is the obvious in this matter. Beyond of what is seen beyond the five walls, despite its abandonment, because then we have the Queen of Bastos. She has a sunflower, she has a black cat in her lap. Virasol is a solar symbol, right? It's a symbol of glory. On top of her head has the rose, which is an occult sign. There's a lot of time until that famous Rosicrucian fraternity. The rose speaks of spiritual flowering, says exactly what I'm saying here. She holds Bastos in her hand, right? Which is what she really believes. She has faith in the spirit. Cat on her lap also speaks. I am a very sensitive person, a person who came to help, also came to prove himself. He came to mature spiritually with the sunflower sun symbol. She's gonna be a flashlight for a lot of people. Sometimes we think about it, but it doesn't help that much with the tropics. Spirituality is in our light. It's much bigger than that. Sometimes we just need to exist here and vibrate a little higher. Even though we don't even mention that there is a hermit. And the pasture queen talks about a person who is a little more reserved too. We have to understand that many of these people who do so much, not all of them, right? But a lot of these people do a lot of charity. It's all bullshit. It's all a social mask for purchasing, right? Of the money. These rich people are well regarded by society, but in fact they are terrible people. They're just doing a social scam, right? In other words, they're just wanting the bad side, right? Their mask prevails over your bad side. And because sometimes these people, the same people who give charity, the same people who are in the church, inside the house, they're horrible, right? They have no feeling. They do nothing for the human being without being. This social mask ran a little off topic. But I think it's worth talking to everyone here. But with the Queen of the Bastos, it talks about a very spiritual person, protected to the black cat. It also talks about spiritual protection. The rose cross on the head. He talks about one called the Bastos in one hand and the sunflower in the other. You also talk about the solar calling of the spirit, right? Where this chosen person had to prove himself only with the sword in his hand for swords. It speaks of an adventurous person, a person only uses faith, the reason. She has no luggage. You see, he has no luggage. He only has the sword to defend himself from what he has. And there are a lot of birds here. What do you say? He is also a person who is very communicative, she sees things through the rational bias of Hermes communication. And then here's my friend, my chosen friend. Spirituality, we have the lovers. 6. Also, solar speaks the lovers is the major arcanum of our maturation, from our youth choice to an adult choice. In this connotation, it speaks of a spiritual adult choice, that we, not you, my friend, did not come here just to eat, sleep, wake up, and repeat. You came here to grow as a spiritual being. Just by being here, you are already helping a lot of people, because your energy is different. Your energy is of the chosen one. Your energy bothers you. You don't need to do anything. Your energy permeates every air you pass, people. Either they hate you, or I love you, and the chosen one is always like this. Or you hate it or you love it. Because it is an energy different from the visual one. An energy that has always been worked on in other lives. You here had a lot of approval, and you still have. Usually the chosen ones. They are abandoned either in childhood or by friends. For the people. And there's always a tower for him to understand better. Because we always come here without any luggage. Like a page of swords. Our inner spiritual baggage has been cut off. How stop of spades was cut, we don't remember. So we need some. Some things in fate to remember, who the lovers are. Here it's Adam and Eve, right? In Eden, it is Adam and Eve as the tree of life, which is the tree of knowledge. So my friend, my chosen friend, has already come with strength, had to go through hard trials, became a queen of bastos, which is that person who knows the faith. And you know more or less who she is through your intuition. A person who took the sword. That is, it cuts necessary to forge your life for a better path, for a spiritual path, a path with spirituality. We can even talk about an energy, a little exu, of opening paths. This person, this chosen one I'm talking about, these people, which is a collective reading. It's not just for one, not just him, not just her. And after all that, she had to make the biggest decision of her life. Maybe leave a family, maybe leave certain people friends, but lovers. It speaks of a solar choice, a choice of maturation. To stop being youthful, to stop being a child, and really make the choice for yourself, for the world, for a greater calling. Lovers speak of this choice. It's when we stop being protected by our mother, father, and make the choice of marriage, right? The choice is also the choice of the tree of life, right? In Cortismo, it's the biggest choice to live for yourself. With your own ideas, your own choices, without anyone interfering with your calling. That's why there is the sun. Because where we have clarified our ideas to continue, after this clarification comes the tower. It also makes numerical sense, because the biggest arcano, lovers of choice, is 6, and the tower is 16:1. It talks about unity, it talks about God, it talks about living in the whole, and the 6 talks about that decision. 6 talks about this whitening of life. But the tower is more striking. It is tougher in this choice, because sometimes we don't have it, right? It is destiny, making the call to us, destiny. To, like lightning, sometimes it's our whole life. From one day to the next, from 1 second to the next here in the tower, from 1 hour to the next. That sometimes, most of the time, is a deliverance for you. What? Reconnect with your emotions, with who you really are. Because we are living here in this matter, doped. I don't know who decides, but there are many spirits, entities that decide. They want a good worker. They don't want the person who goes against the system, the person who wants to help his brother, his neighbor. So every day we have fewer of these spiritual people. And a lot of people who can't do it end up being swallowed, right, by the system. They end up not answering the call. But you, my friend, you were different. You are a chosen one. You answer the call. Something in your life. Underneath the force, we have the tower, which tells everyone about this top row. It's going to fall into the tower. It's going to fall into something. A deliverance perhaps of people who were his jailers, let's say, figuratively and spiritually. In other words, people who let you down, who didn't understand your purpose, who with the tower, who stopped being prisoners of yourself, always disdainful, huh? Your ideas. When one spoke of love, when one spoke of the spiritual world, it was always despised, it was always put down, right? It's trying to brainwash you. Total in your head saying you're crazy, you need a psychologist, you're a poor bastard. These are things I have heard many, many times in my life. I have already heard it, but thank God I moved forward and I have this channel also moving forward. Even if it is not easy, the message of the Celestial is much more important than a few people. Disdainful, saying that you won't make it, that you won't make it, that you're a poor bastard, that you're worthless. You have to be stronger. You have to be the slum. You have to see within yourself that they speak to you, and not that they speak outside of you. That is, people envious of their spiritual strength, their energy, which is different from theirs. They're going to be jealous because you are. Intuitions, they will never have, never will. You have to, choose for yourself, because you have the voice of the divine, and a lot of people don't. Hence the jealousy. Jealousy isn't about what people have. It often is. But with you, my chosen friend, it's about who you are. What would these people love to do? The right thing. But they always choose the poop pot. You're always picking the right thing. And these people always pick the poop pot. And their life it's not how they wanted it, is it? Because they thought you're king, huh? When it's a narcissistic person, maybe with some disorder, they always think that they have to have the whole world to themselves. And when it doesn't, what does? Frustration. And then it's left for you. Because even though you are sometimes, as they say, a lot of people say, right, a shaved foot, poor thing, you have love, You know how to choose people, generally who you hang out with. People want, you have affection for you, and right? For them not. So the tower is a liberation, and the Eurofante is you are a messenger. You are not passing this tower here. Because you're one, you have to pay something. You're passing this tower here to get rid of these people you're not supposed to be with anymore. You are passing a tower here to understand that you are not the same as John or Mary. People who kind of disdained for a long time, who abandoned you, who didn't want the best for you because they were jealous of your inner light in yours. The sunflower of your rose and your black cat. All these are cult symbols that say you're a chosen one for whatever. If you want a music career, if you want any career, sometimes a person who does a little selling does more spiritual work than this businessman who doesn't help anyone. Then never forget of not accepting the eyes of society, of the system, that they are wrong. You have to listen to your inner voice. You have to listen to your spirituality. She is right inside you and not outside. Lovers talk here. Page de Espada talks about this power of you to move forward even with nothing. Is this really your choice? Nothing. With the sword you are already chosen, because you have everything. You have that previous gold, spirituality. The truly rich person is the person who has the gold inside, the person who knows who he is and does not sell himself cheaply, does not sell himself for little. And these other people who are drawing are dying of rage about it. And the tower was a deliverance to you, my friend. Here, with Eurofan number 5 for you to move forward and your messenger anyway. Sometimes we don't need to preach anything to anyone. Just being the highest vibrational energy makes all the difference. Only you not selling yourself for little, not selling yourself to the eyes of darkness. That's all the help you need in this world. And that's why we're going to the hermit. The hermit will show you. You'll get a break in Erigde from all this. A rest that is necessary for you to connect with your true essence. The hermit speaks of a rest, speaks of a going inside after you go inside. It is that materially necessary things will begin to happen to you. They will begin to lighten once again. With 6 pentacles, 6 gold, the roses have all turned abroxed. See here? After this condition you will have to know that you have always been right in your life. The others who were always wrong, always wanted to let you down, so you had this tower. But it is a deliverance, because you are a messenger of spirituality. The 6 of Pentacles is, these are gifts that will come by merit of all this spiritual work. Axe on the loom you made, and sometimes we don't even know how many people we have already helped. Just being yourself. So before you say, oh, but I don't do that much charity. Oh, but this, that. Don't worry. Sometimes we help just by being yourself and not selling yourself out. And here I see that for whatever trouble you've been through, things will come and explain better for you, my friend. My friend, what now? To conclude this spiritual reading, maturity arrives with the King of Swords. you see that the King of Swords is all yellow. He's all golden, because he's already been through all this, and now he uses his rational. He uses the idea, he uses all the force of Hermes Transmeristo, the force of communication, force, the strength of the idea to materialize and cut also. Why not the people who are not then along with it, right? They are not in the same spiritual idea. They are not together with spirituality. People who disdain, who, sell themselves short. You will reach that King of Swords maturity by earning yourself. To have made all the choices, those right things, of a chosen one, even in spirituality. A chosen one of spirituality. Okay, my friend, thank you very much. This was the first spiritual reading here on the channel. It is an open reading, and only what spirituality wants and talks about appears here on the table. So thank you very much. Share, like, and I am very grateful. My friend, my chosen friend, here at Michel Joffre Tarot. Thank you, and until next time. Every fourth, open spiritual readings. Every second, loving readings. Let's see if I can get every sixth reading about work and money open, unsigned, and it's just spirituality talking to a few people. Thank you, and see you next time.